The hike back is, like TJ said, literally downhill, so it's way easier than coming up. TJ is still a little overbearing, making sure I have water and dumping a few unsolicited bottles over my head.
He's babying him.
Which is the reverse of what you expect from TJ from what we're set up here.
Yeah, he's a baby, usually. This is his element. So.
Yeah, he's the caretaker. So we've had separate instances where where you can describe Leo, Jenna, and TJ as caretakers.
Yes.
And also Flynn with Carl. So just not Carl. Carl's the only non-caretaker in the group.
Well, I mean, is Chase ever a caretaker?
And Chase, yeah. We're not a character. I'm joking. Even then, he's still acting a bit detached. I try to stay upbeat, though. And since TJ's never been one to sulk for long, I get him warmed back up pretty quick. By the time I get back to the car, he's in a talkative mood again. So, I'm thinking we get Jenna and go to the diner for dinner. Sound good?
Every time they say diner for dinner, I'm like...
Yes, it's a brain problem for a moment.
Well, it also makes me think about like how dumb English can be sometimes. Yeah. Where it's like, if you were trying to learn, English and you learn the word diner and you learn the word dinner, and you eat dinner at a diner, you'd be very confused as to why you wouldn't just call it like...
I feel like if anything, it's kind of helpful. Like they're almost them being like, it's like instead of like, why are these words related? They don't sound anything alike. It's like these look exactly alike.
Yeah, I mean...
Diner and you dine at the diner, and you dine because it's dinner. Whoa!
Whoa! Big brain moment right here.
So helpful. It is a moment where capitalization would be helpful, which is not a thing we do in English, but like in German, all nouns are capitalized. And that just lets you know when you're reading that things are nouns.
I just imagine like as you're typing, it'd be so annoying to be like shift. Shift.
It happens. Sure, I'll text her. I reach out to turn on the radio, then I remember where we are. So, now that we've got the hiking out of the way, what are we going to do for the rest of the trip? We've got like 3 days left. TJ rests his elbow against the door, tugging at the fur on his chin. Well... there are more trails than just that one. We could hike those, too. I cringe inwardly at the thought of more hiking, but I don't say anything, and I'm pretty sure TJ knows I'm not into it. But you still need to do stuff for your project, too, right? I could help you with any research you might need to do. Maybe. It's pretty boring stuff. Well, the work, yeah, but hanging out together would make it fun!
Whoa!
I grin at his eagerness.
It is adorable.
It is. Well, alright, but I warn you, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, but...
See,
maybe because TJ wasn't tricked into this major, he might actually find digging up stories about Old Echo interesting, because people often find stories in history interesting, but Chase doesn't actually seem to care about his major because he was just like...
coerced into doing it because he had nothing else to pick.
Well, are you going to do something with your life? Oh, fine, this...
How about journalism?
I say as somebody who also went to college because I was just supposed to.
Geology.
And then when I wasn't, when my stereotypical approach to wanting to do game design didn't really pan out because everything I heard about game design as an industry... like, game development as an industry sounds horrifying.
It does.
It sounds like one of the worst things you could do if you want to have a happy life.
A major crunch.
But also, programming was miserable, and I hated it and didn't want to do it anymore. Just take that out real quick. Forgot that was still there. She was butting up against the standing desk's crank, which is removable. So I just noped out, and then I was like, I did a whole semester where I didn't have a major. I was going to find myself or whatever, and then I finished that semester, and I still had no fucking clue what I actually wanted to do with my life or what I wanted to do in college. So then I just took... here's the deep lore of why I got a bachelor's degree in geology.
Let's hear it.
So I remembered that in high school, I enjoyed physical science classes. Like, that was just like a tactile... that was just like an enjoyable thing. Like, whenever you're in the science class, and you like do a little experiment, do a little observation, like that kind of like process is neat or whatever. So I started with that. I filtered down to just physical sciences. I'm going to do some kind of physical science major. Okay. Which is a lot of the majors still. Then I literally just looked at the general ed requirements for all of them and picked the one that I'd already completed the most of so far. So I had I was coincidentally closer to finishing geology than any other physical science major, and that's why I have a bachelor's degree in geology. And that's
wow.
it. And that's it. After graduating, I assisted on somebody else's master's thesis project with data stuff, and I was like, this could go on a resume somewhere potentially. I'm doing ArcGIS shit. And then I worked the water board for like a year and a half and was miserable the entire time, and then quit to do my YouTube because it got big. So college is great, kids. Totally worth it. It's very good that I got through without debt, because that was a pointless exercise. I got a 4-year degree in 5.5 years, and I don't use it. And I'm forgetting all of it. College is great and I love it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, it's good for some people, you know. It really depends on if you like really know what you want to do. And also, I think there's some types of work that really don't benefit from having a college degree related to it. I mean, in the same way that I think trade schools are honestly where it's at for a lot of people. And I think there are a lot of careers that really would just benefit from hands-on, basically interning or like practical learning as opposed to book learning. So there's a lot of
but I definitely
really
just relate to
college.
To Chase's total lack of direction. And just kind of falling into being like, I'll do a thing, I guess, because I should.
I think we all can kind of relate to that. I've never been one of those people that knew exactly what they were doing ever. And I think people that say that they do are usually just kind of either too full of themselves or are lying.
We contextualize both love and direction in life as things that people just know and have a calling to and a certainty to, and you just know when you have to meet the right person, or you know where your like career should go, like that's your purpose in life. And I'm like, it's actually kind of depressing to contextualize your purpose in life as being your usefulness to the economy. Like, that's kind of dark.
I mean, there's a lot of people who you could argue have like really great purposes in life, but guess what? They can't make a living on it. So guess what? They're not going to do that because they can't.
The idea of having a passion for work and that being your point in life is just like kind of dark, actually. Don't like that. Don't like that at all.
It's it's a fantastic coincidence if you can do something you like and make money at it. That is the coincidence.
Yep.
It's not there for most people.
Nope. But anyway.
Anyways, depressing.
Digging up the backstory of the town you grew up in can actually be fun, Chase. It doesn't have to be tedious and awful. You're like, whoa, check out this, and then you just discuss it like the way that we discuss half the stuff, and like it's just you just hate your project, Chase, which is why you're never gonna finish it. I'm not convinced Chase would finish this project if no horror happened.
Dude, somewhere there's so we have all these timelines where we like branch off with different people, but there's also, just unbeknownst to us, a timeline where everything goes perfectly, and then he gets like an F on his on his report. Because he just fucks around the whole time.
Yeah, the most impressive thing about the Carl route is that he does eventually, a full year late, finish this project, which he doesn't even get mentioned in any other timeline because it's so forgotten as a concept because it's not even important to his life. But that's the one where he went back to college with Carl, so they're pursuing it together and stuff.
And then Carl ends up with a girl.
Carl gets a girlfriend because he's bi.
She doesn't even have a dick. That we know of?
We don't know that.
That's true.
We have the people can be full of surprises.
That's true.
Well, all right, but I warn you, it's a pain in the ass. I mean, but
see,
his ass is so barely a swear.
It's at the point where if you're using fake words to represent curse words, you might as well. You know what the curse word is in your brain. You're not really fooling anyone. The context is still there. Why even bother using the fake curse word? Yeah,
no. Just the fact that I do kind of feel like they could have had him correct himself a couple of times, and then he just is noticeably not swearing because he's making an effort. But the fact that he has to catch himself every single time and correct himself is a little much at some point. We're like, all right, Chase, you just think for a second.
If I'm going around saying friggin' is obviously, we all know it's not a word, and when I say it in your brain, you say, oh, fucking. She's just not saying
Oh
fucking.
yeah, and analogous swears are dumb.
Then what's the point of using friggin'? I'm just gonna say fucking.
I also think it's dumb when people in my comment section, like, unless they think they're getting around a word filter or the algorithm or whatever the fuck, like, I just always think it's dumb when people, like, swear but they censor it. Like with asterisks or something, and it's like...
Yeah.
Okay, you could just not use the word if you're not going to use the word, or use the word if you're going to use the word. Like,
yeah.
What's the point of
There's other
not
ways
using the word?
Exactly, you're just making things more confusing. You're adding a barrier to this conversation.
Yeah. TJ smirks at me. Chase, you don't have to try so hard. Anyway, I just want to help. Turns out Jenna just walked from the motel to the diner, not really wanting to wait for us. Me and TJ step inside, greeted by the smell of what you'd expect at any diner, burgers and fries. I'm flooded with old memories. It's a place that I had gone to eat every weekend for over 10 years of my life.
Oh gosh, you probably run out of options on the menu.
Oh, fast, immediately. Yeah. That's not a big menu, look at it. I smiled despite myself. While I complained a lot about Echo, this place held incredibly happy memories, most of which involved my 5 friends. None of them we've gotten to see. Every time we've been here, something horrible happens. This is a bad room to be in. This was first the be sad because we ignored Leo the entire room.
Yeah.
And then it was the confront Leo about all of his red flag behavior, but then actually we get Brian interrupts everything, and it's only gotten worse every time since.
It was the time like where Janice like
Janice died.
Janice died, yeah.
Janice killed somebody and got murdered here because she gets shot.
In this room that only has one entrance and one exit.
Yep.
I guess there's a back exit, we forgot about
the
that.
kitchen.
Yeah.
That supposedly would be an exit, presumably. We never made it that far.
Yeah, we didn't.
He got knocked out in the kitchen. We see Jenna right away as she steps out from a booth next to the door.
Hey, boys.
Hey! What's up? We make our way over to the booth, TJ sitting on the opposite bench while Jenna steps back to let me pass and sit next to her. She wrinkles her nose as I do.
Phew, maybe you should have showered before you got here.
Thanks, Jenna. TJ probably smells too.
Nah, he smells fine.
Of course he does. Thanks, Jenna. Strange reaction, honestly.
Thanks, I smell fine.
And don't blame Chase. Otters are, naturally musky. I decide not to say anything and instead pull a menu out of the metal holder and flip through it. The table is greasy, so I try not to lean anything on it.
So, did you guys have fun?
Yeah, made it all the way to the top. We did it faster than I thought we would, actually.
Did you know?
Yeah, he really freaked out. Oh, the spider.
The spider, yeah. I thought she was like being lewd.
Yeah, it just sounded innuendo.
Did you
hang on a minute, I need to register what they mean.
I knew it. Did you film it?
No.
What? That's the reason you pull pranks. Why didn't you film it?
I forgot. I glare at the menu. Shouldn't let it corrupt you so easily, TJ. I try to think of some Satan metaphor that I can use, but that's when the giant plastic spider lands with a smack on top of the menu I'm looking at. I can't help myself and shove the menu and spider away from myself and fall over onto TJ's bench. I look up and Jenna's filming me with her phone and grinning. Stop it! I half-heartedly grab at the phone, but Jenna easily pulls it away.
Oh my word, is that Chase?
I look up to see the middle-aged coyote making her way from the back kitchen around the corner.
That's what I thought it was.
Oh yeah, it'd be hard for it to be anyone else. Hi, Janice!
And Jenna and Tobias, too. It's Tobias.
Tobias.
I really think that's come up already. I
can't remember if we know or not.
What's the J?
Tobias J. Hess. Tobias Jenna Hess. Oh no.
That's why they're so close. That's why she changed her name to Jenna.
Oh no. What would that even mean? I smile politely, only now realizing how loud our bantering must have been in the small diner.
Now, what in the world are y'all doing back here? Thought we wouldn't see you again after your graduation.
I've known Janice for as long as I can remember. Her always having worked in this diner. In fact, she started here when she was about our age.
It's kind of sad.
Just like most of the town, though. Once you're comfortable, you don't move much.
As long as you're happy, Janice. Chase is filming the town for a school project. We decided to make a little reunion out of it. Well, isn't that nice? I'll bet Leo's mighty happy. He's been talking non-stop about you three since y'all left. Yeah, he pretty much organized the whole thing.
Janice suddenly makes a face.
Phew-wee! 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 It's ripe over here.
My face burns and I sit harder on my tail, staring at the menu.
You know, I think Duke sat here, forgot to spray the scent neutralizer. You know how weasels are.
Just going after every musk type. Every time I think musk type, I'm just thinking about Pokemon.
Yeah, me too. It's like...
the musk type Pokemon.
Musk type defeats nose type.
I feel Jenna stiffen up next to me, but thank God she doesn't say anything. Yeah, anyway, how have you been, Janice? Janice leans her hip against TJ's bench, clasping her paws and leaning an elbow on the back of it.
Oh, can't complain. You haven't missed anything, trust me. Actually, I've been meaning to do a little spring cleaning. Not looking forward to it. My back doesn't bend like it always did.
All the small town, small talk niceties and speciesism is starting to make me zone out when suddenly TJ pipes up. We'll help.
TJ, no.
TJ, no.
Don't volunteer us for stuff.
Janice beams.
Well, you know I could never ask that of you, especially while you're on vacation.
TJ chuckles. Actually, me and Chase were talking about how we had nothing to do. I think it's a good idea.
Fucking TJ.
Oh, this is what being in church groups does to you. Like, wow, I'm always looking to volunteer for chores. This is what we do for fun.
I don't care if you want to volunteer for chores. You don't volunteer me for chores.
I can see from Jenna's tight smile that she's feeling exactly the way I am. TJ and his goddamn need to be a good Samaritan.
Oh, Tobias, you're an incredible young man. You know that?
Just wanting to be of help, ma'am. When can we come over?
Oh, I don't know. How does sometime tomorrow evening sound when it's nice and cool?
Sure.
Well, thanks again, Toby. You're really one of a kind.
TJ beams up at her, then at me, then frowns as he sees the look on my face. Oh.
Now, what can I get for you?
So much for helping you with your project. After Janice takes our order, she bustles off back to the back, leaving me and Jenna to glare at TJ. TJ, at first, pretends he doesn't notice, and then starts to adjust the salt and pepper shakers, trying to place them evenly between the menu holder. That was nice seeing her again. We don't say anything. Finally, the tension becomes too much, and he gives up on the salt and pepper shakers to look up at us. What?
You know exactly what. We didn't come here to clean up Echo's mess. Speaking of which...
Jenna reaches past me to grab a towelette and starts wiping our table, sprinkling her snout.
Disgusting.
There's no harm in helping someone. Chase, you told me you didn't know what else we could do. TJ starts to doodle on a napkin with one of the colored pencils from the pack they leave at the tables.
Oh.
Honestly, Tej, I'd rather hack another trail.
Please don't. I'm marinating in your otter musk right now.
God damn it. Chase! I don't have to try that hard, but that's the limit.
That's the word God.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's the one that
actual blaspheming
really
gasp.
Yeah.
Glaring, I nudge Jenna to slide off the bench so I can get out. When she does, I stomp my way over to the single restroom. I sigh as I let the heavy door ease shut behind me, pressing the push-button style lock. Push-button lock?
Yeah, I remember like right in the middle of the door handles will click.
Oh, right. I was trying to imagine like where the lock would be above the door handle, how there would ever be a push button.
Yeah, I know.
And I could not
understand.
I could not think of what the fuck they could be talking about. A quiet coolness is a welcome relief, even if it is a restroom.
Better than a hot restroom. You've been in a truck stop or something.
Yeah, those kind of outdoor ones.
The humid
yeah.
bathrooms. Oh gosh.
I put my palms to my eyes and rub them in circular motions, trying to ease the headache that has been building up since this afternoon. I stand in front of the sink and run my paws under the faucet for a while before bringing some water up to my face. It feels good, but the headache continues to pound. In fact, it feels like it's getting worse. I squint at the mirror, the light suddenly becoming too bright for my eyes. Is this a migraine? I've never had one before. Have I? I don't think I have.
Dude, I had a migraine. I've had a migraine a couple times now, but the first time I had it, it was after it was a Rob Zombie and Korn concert, and I drank like one of those really tall, slushy alcoholic drinks, and for some reason the combination of like the loudness and the event and me being dehydrated gave me a fucking migraine, and I swear I thought I was having an actual brain aneurysm. I was like debating if I needed to go to the hospital because I was like, am I dying? Am I dying? I was like, I like really thought I was gonna die.
I've had a couple of times where I had a headache that just felt weirdly persistent and shitty and like worse than normal, but migraines sound like they're really bad. Yeah, it's like the bright lights affect you. It can be like very agonizing. Yeah. And now it's like I'm so afraid of having one because they're so terrible that like if I even feel like remotely like one's coming on, I like. I've never experienced anything that felt intense enough to be comparable to what people describe it as. Like even my worst headache I had like for hours, and it was like it just sucked. Like it was a bad enough feeling that it was like disruptive, where I'm like I'm not getting anything done like this. Like this is just I just get to just live through this, and this sucks. But it wasn't.
I was like fetal position.
People describe migraines
in the
as being.
Dark, like holding myself, like trying not to. I was like, do I need to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
But I lived through it, so that's how I know it was a migraine. I didn't die.
I continue staring at my face, feeling the pressure build. Pretty soon there's a strange sound in my ears, like a tuning orchestra, and I feel my heart rate pick up. What the hell? Is this a stroke? Am I having a stroke? Ugh.
Whoa.
Hey Chase. How you doing?
Are you having a stroke?
Yeah, What's going on here?
Is he seeing the other him?
I don't know what to make of that. Because his face looks regular on the left, so I don't think anything's happening to his face. He's just seeing something fucked up, hallucinating. We've never seen Chase from this angle.
No,
he has a longer face than I expected.
Yeah.
As an otter.
This is good art. This is
unnerving to look at.
I hope I don't ever look in the mirror and see that.
At that moment, looking at myself in the mirror, my eyes just drop. They move in towards the center of my face.
They're sliding around his head.
At the same time, the sides of my muzzle curve up unbelievably high, giving me a ghastly smile, one that goes up and up past the top of my head.
Oh gosh.
Fleetingly, I remember playing with my laptop's camera once, putting on some special effects that my face would distort in ridiculous ways. It looks almost exactly like that. Then the earth gives way, falls out from under me, and my paws slap the sink as I hold onto it to stop from falling sideways into the wall. The fuck? My voice squeaks as I try to find my footing. I shut my eyes to stop myself from throwing up, and slowly, the roaring dies down and I feel myself regain my balance. I crack my eyes open and I see my face is back to normal, the light at a tolerable level again. I open my eyes the rest of the way and stare at myself, my reflections staring wide-eyed back. I'm breathing hard, my chest heaving, pupils dilated. Looking down at my knuckles, I see the skin is white through the fur. I slowly let go of the sink and look at my shaking paws. What the hell? My muzzle is dry, and I swallow a few times. I'd take a drink, but I don't trust the dirty faucet. After a few moments, I'm able to calm down, realizing that I'm probably not dying. In fact, my head feels pretty clear at the moment. I'm pretty sure it was a migraine. Migraines could do that to people, right?
I mean, some of that, but not. I didn't look in the mirror and see my face distort.
I draw in a shaky breath again before grabbing a few paper towels from the dispenser. I run them lightly under the water, adding a few pumps of foamy soap as well. Mom had migraines all the time. I'll call her about it tomorrow. Call her now?
Yeah,
call her now?
Mom, help.
Able to keep my paws steady now, I run the soaped-up towel under my arms a few times. After a quick look to make sure the door is locked, I undo my belt and push down my pants and boxers to around my thighs. If I really want to take care of the musk smell, I'm gonna have to go down under.
He's taking a horse bath.
Gotta deal with his tail.
So it's where you wash your armpits and then your crotch, and that's it.
No. I run a few more paper towels under the faucet and soap dispenser. Just as I'm sliding the towel against my tail base, I hear a knock and the lever-style handle rattle. I jump and look back, not really worried, since I know it's locked. Because this place is a fucking piece of shit, I'm just in time to see the lock pop out.
Oh no!
The handle swings down and the door opens up, enough for a lynx's head to poke through. There I am, pants down, a paper towel under my tail, looking like I'm wiping my ass while I moon my Christian best friend. I think we stay like that for at least 10 seconds before TJ blinks first. Oh my gosh, sorry. He squeaks it out so fast I barely hear it before he yanks his head out and the door closes with a snap. Fuck. I snarl between my teeth as I scrub myself, then throw away the towel. I feel like I'm gonna cry. It's like the entire universe is conspiring against me right now. I sigh and wash my hands, realizing that the longer I delay going out there, the stupider I'm gonna look. TJ, why would you just come in?
Yeah,
What?
Just knock.
Like, also, like, don't you know that's where Chase is? That's not, like, open for, like, interpretation of where he went.
If you were in there for a long time, like, for example, like if I was, like...
But there was no, like, knocking, like, you okay in there?
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Knock, knock,
like,
crunk,
you all right?
just open the door.
You feeling okay? And man, like, you know, and that's so awkward anyway. Like, it would take a lot for me to even go check up on someone, because I'm like, I don't want them to feel fucking awkward if they're, like, just taking their time. Like, so it would have to be, like, a good amount of time before I was worried enough to be like, you alright in there?
You okay?
You need some Pepto-Bismol?
I sigh and wash my hands, realizing that the longer I delay going out there, the stupider I'm gonna look. When I come back out, I see TJ standing up immediately, eyes straight ahead as we walk past each other before he heads into the bathroom. Jenna stands up to let me back into the booth.
Everything alright?
Yup. As we sit down, Jenna sips from her glass of water, then starts sucking on an ice cube.
So I know TJ had fun, but did you?
I drum my fingers on the table, still feeling a bit numb from embarrassment. Yeah, it was fine. About as miserable as I thought I would be, so no surprises.
Honestly, I actually kind of wish I'd gone with you too.
Oh yeah?
Then I remember that AC is a thing, so I didn't feel that way anymore.
At least you're built for that kind of weather.
True. Doesn't mean I have to like it.
So what'd you do? Sit around all day?
I studied for a while. Then Flynn and Leo came by, actually.
Oh, really?
This seems like not the two people that Jenna would want to hang out with, but... Yeah, they want to have lunch with us. Leo was pretty disappointed when he found out you weren't there.
That's the real plan.
Fucking Leo. They brought a bunch of presents for Carl and had me choose which one I wanted to give him. They had the birthday without us.
They're doing it again. Well, did they? I think they're still planning it.
Oh.
How thoughtful. Jenna shrugs. Because this is only the day after the blow up.
Yeah.
So it's not Carl's birthday present party yet. I don't remember how long it normally takes, but they at least need a day to plan it, at the very least.
Well, they went to the mall.
Yeah.
Or Jenna didn't go. They showed up with presents. Jenna had to pick. But the mall situation doesn't happen with us in this playthrough.
Yeah. No TJ comically looking at a penis gun.
Darn.
Instead, he comically looked at our penis in just the most unflattering possible pose.
He looked at our ass cheeks.
I mean,
I don't know if he saw our dick.
It's hard to guess. We need anatomical information about otters.
Well, TJ knows a lot about otter bodies, so
he knows more now.
Anyway, Flynn was pretty quiet.
That sounds impossible. She doesn't say anything more, so I press her. Oh?
Yeah, just kind of subdued. I guess he might be feeling sorry. I don't know.
Well, here's hoping it comes around.
Anyway, they're planning a surprise birthday party for Carl.
Isn't that not for a few weeks?
Yeah, but we want to have it while we're all here.
Jenna drags a drop of condensation around the outside of the glass for a moment.
Just between you and me, and don't tell TJ this, because I told him I wouldn't tell you. But he said he was really glad to have you along.
Don't tell him I like him.
Like, one of these things is so flattering. It's like, why wouldn't you want him to know
Don't
this?
tell him I appreciate his company.
Like, oh no, how dare you tell him that I appreciate his company? I'm so embarrassed now. And it's like, no, like, they'll just be flattered. Like, what's the worst that can happen?
Oh, this is really flattering.
He says you're what he misses most about this town.
Oh.
See, I told you the TJ route was
Get dunked on Jenna.
TJ route was
I'm king of TJ Hill. Really?
I thought you'd say Jenna too.
That kind of surprises me. We're really good friends, but to say I was what he missed most
after how I treated him and all the other little vignettes we played before this playthrough started.
Great, no. But it is the person that TJ trusted to talk about that stuff with. So
such a shame.
They had some kind of dynamic.
Poor TJ.
I look outside. Again, the sky is painted red, orange, and what almost looks like purple.
He drew this so I could see what happened when he pranked you to make up for not recording this.
He's trying to make up for it. I look back down at the table as Jenna slides over the napkin TJ had been doodling on. The stick figure with a thick tail, I assume me, is lying on the ground, his mouth bigger than his face as he screams. Next to him is a giant spider. Standing over them is a stick figure with big, tufted ears, I assume TJ, with its stick arms put up over its face, clearly feeling guilty. Cute.
Isn't it, though?
Despite my sarcasm, I really do think it's cute, especially the TJ figure.
Shit.
What?
Forgot my purse.
She stands up.
I guess you'll have to pay. Oops.
She's just gonna book it all the way back.
I'll be right back.
Huh? Why? I'll pay for you.
Don't worry about it. The motel's like 5 minutes away. That's too far, Jenna. Just let him pay for you.
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute walk. Like, just it doesn't matter. You can pay me back. Oh.
She just runs out the door.
But she's already out the door.
Maybe she's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, trying to set them up.
Mm-hmm.
I sigh, watching her make her way down the road through the window. It actually does sound like she's legitimately trying to set these two up. Because
that's such a weird thing to do. Be like, oh, I gotta walk, like, yeah, a 10-minute walk. Bye, guys.
Oh, yeah. No, it's
right after I tell you all these nice things that TJ said about you.
Her conspiring to leave and also bringing up, like, so he really appreciates you doing this with him. He really missed you. It has this fucking energy of, like my mom being like, so, is Stephanie dating anyone?
Does your mom want to date me?
That's the end game. That's the plan. That's when TJ slides back onto his bench. I quickly look down, feeling my cheeks burn all over again. Sorry about that. Just wanted to wash up too. I don't know why, considering TJ looks kempt no matter what he does. I force myself to look up. Funny drawing. He looks at the napkin and gives a little laugh. Oh, she showed that to you? Wait, where'd she go? Forgot her purse. Oh. We sit in unbearably awkward silence for a while. before I finally sigh and lean my face against a paw as I stare hard out the window. Okay, so I wasn't wiping my ass. You know otters have glands. Chase! I look over at TJ and he's smiling. I know. I shouldn't have opened the door. You were just taking a while and we were wondering if you were alright.
So embarrassing.
I look up as I see Janice making her way over, our food on a giant tray. Oh, they haven't even eaten yet, right? So she's presumably coming back.
Well, I mean, I knew she was... It'd be more weird if she didn't come back. Like...
I thought she was scheming.
Well, I mean, I think she's just giving them time. I think it's like, she doesn't need to be gone for 10 minutes, but she's gonna be gone for 10 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
But I think if she didn't come back, TJ would feel weird, so...
I guess it's really the lock's fault. It's not, though. It's definitely TJ's fault.
I mean, the lock should work, but before that even got to that point...
You shouldn't try the lock. You know that it's occupied.
Yeah.
Chase didn't leave. That'd be more surprising.
Oh, having problems with the restroom door? Make sure it's jammed shut real tight. It should lock then. Thanks for that. Thanks for that after the fact, Janice. You put a sign up on the door.
As the plates are set down, I'm faintly surprised at the portion sizes. Not used to getting this much in the city.
Yeah.
Janice immediately bustles off to another customer.
Who? Where? There's other people in this diner ever?
Yeah, the first time we've introduced those other customers. Maybe in any scene ever in this diner. And, where's that going? I look up from my giant sandwich and fries, grabbing the ketchup bottle. It was kind of cute.
What? Watching you rub your ass area with a giant paper towel, like, that's real cute. What about that's cute, TJ? I'm confused about that.
If TJ is not flirting, he is incredibly misjudging how this kind of line lands. Like, what are you saying right now? What are you saying?
You could be like, okay, I caught you in an embarrassing moment, but you've got a cute ass. Like, you could do that. That's kind of that. You can kind of turn that around, make someone feel better.
Not a bad angle on you.
Make them smile a bit.
Dropping trow.
But what? Dropping trout. Better than dropping trout. Flop flop. That's no good. I don't know.
Nothing turns on TJ like hygiene.
Yeah. I don't know what part is he referring to that's cute. I don't get, like, was it like, oh, your embarrassed face is kind of cute.
Awkward moment.
You rubbing your ass with the paper towel, that's real cute.
I'm most caught off guard by the part where he said mooning, which means that he was facing that direction, which is just not the direction I expected him to be facing when TJ opened the door.
No, he was showing him his ass, so he was facing like the mirror.
Yeah.
And like rubbing the paper towel like between his legs, and then TJ walks in and sees him from behind.
What an incredibly awkward position to be in. TJ immediately looks down, pretending to read the menu, even though we've already ordered our food.
Are you not going to explain what part was cute?
He's just going to bulldoze past this?
What part?
I feel like my brows are almost going to shoot off my forehead as I stare at him. What does Applewood smoked even mean?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, you're not getting off that easy. Did you just call my butt cute? No?
You can get off easy if you think about my cute butt.
TJ's ears fall flat, and I'm kind of satisfied that he's the one feeling embarrassed right now. I just like, otters have cute tails, that's all.
So, okay, so
he
does have a fucking weird otter thing. He's I thought I just knew their bodies because he's all...
I think he's trying to make up an excuse.
Sure. Yeah,
I can see by the way you drew mine here. Sorry. Don't be. So, yeah, I'm testing the waters here. Got the tone of like, so I bet you wondered how I got here in this mess. It's been a while since I've played this game with a guy, and who the fuck thought the next one would be TJ, but here I am. I keep looking over at TJ, waiting for him to look up. Finally, he does look up at me for a moment, and we lock eyes. I smirk, and he smiles in return before looking back down. Well, that's something. Not the best thing to cut to in a moment like that. Remember the horror lake?
Remember, yeah, our bad dreams?
really underestimated the extent to which Chase is just going to actually be genuinely a horn dog at every route, and he's actually, like, Flynn was actually right.
Well, yeah, because it seems like no matter who you put him with, if he spends enough time with them, he starts, like, fetishizing them.
I think what surprised me is that, like...
It's like Jenna holds her hand a couple times, and we, like, are jerking off in the shower.
Like, obviously, we already had a thing with Leo, so that wasn't surprising for the second route. And for the first route, like, he does check out Carl in that one CG with the with the tree and stuff, but
then we're having a sleepover, and then it gets all horny, you know?
But honestly, if I remember correctly, over the course of Carl's route, it felt like it developed really organically and very slowly, and it wasn't really like a thing that Chase was pushing for and being totally, like, horny about. Whereas with Jenna and TJ, he's a lot.
Yeah.
He's a lot. We're like, oh, he really is just looking to just hook up with one of his high school friends on this trip.
It's like, which one do I spend the most time with? That's the one I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Flynn's gonna obliterate him.
Ooh, I hope so.
Big, strong, 6'7" Gila.
Gila.
I sit on a big rock next to the shore, watching the tiny waves lap at the smaller rocks. Across the lake, maybe a half-mile away, I see my friends, all of them, floating on something. It's my car. They're all in my car. Leo's driving, he's got sunglasses on. Even from this distance, I can see him look across the lake at me. He waves, then makes a finger gun, shoots it at me, making a clicking sound with his tongue, which you can somehow hear from there, because dream.
And that is dream logic.
Fleem said... Fleem?
Flee!
Because you said... I think because you said dream, and it just crossed away.
Fleem. I like Fleem.
Flynn sits next to him, head back, sleeping. Carl's drawing on his face. Jenna sits in the back and reads. And TJ... Where's TJ? There he is. He's swimming after the car. Colors fall flat. I feel sticky and sick. Something isn't right. I'm at the canyon again. I'm looking over the edge. TJ's on the ground. He's staring at me. Maggots in his eyes. Something moves in the bushes next to him. Something. A paw. Is it a paw? It reaches out towards TJ. The lake. I'm staring at the lake, but the day is clear. The sky is blue and there are things in the water. 5, 6 things float in the water. Bodies. Bodies float in the water. I watch the bodies float, bobbing up and down, and one is really familiar. This isn't right. This isn't me. What is this? Something across the lake. I see something across the lake. There's a tool shed. A tool shed is across the lake, and I see the door open. There isn't a tool shed next to the lake. Something steps out.
Well, that's the first we've heard of a tool shed.
Every Wednesday is birthday Wednesday!
Yay!
Let's ruin Carl.
It goes great every time. Apparently no one can get in touch with him.
Jenna leans back against the dresser, running a brush through the fur on her neck and head, still a little damp from the shower. Did they try his landline? Maybe he just muted his phone. He sleeps in, like, every day. Jenna shrugs.
I'm gonna assume that they have.
So no one told him he was gonna have a party? Jenna turns around and leads towards the mirror above the dresser, brushing away loose fur. This is the mistake they make in every route, is they don't plan with Carl to do the party.
Yeah, and, like, he's a stoner.
Which only made sense.
Sleeps in every day.
Yeah, like, this entire approach only made sense when Chase was there. Because they were coordinating with Chase, who was in the house with him.
Yeah.
Every other route, it's like, this is a horrible plan. No one's thinking about how to do this at all.
It's a surprise party, right?
I guess. It's just that it's not really his birthday. It's also like a surprise party. You putting in quotes, but like it just actually is a surprise party. No one knows. He doesn't know what's coming. Also, he's supposed to host. It's at his house, and you're not telling him.
Dude, okay.
Nobody else is there to host the surprise party. It's just him alone.
There was a time like a long while ago when I was still living at home with my family, and I was there with my younger brother and sister, who are like one's like 8 years younger, one's like 10 years younger. But it was just like a random day. We were like on our way out to go do something. I was gonna take them somewhere, and like my grandma shows up with her sister, and is like, "Oh, like we're here." It was like my grandma, her sister, and her sister's daughter, and I was like, "No," I kicked them out because I was like, "No one told me you guys were coming today. We're not doing this." It's so that is so rude to do. It's like, "Oh, we're here. Like you're gonna host us, right?" I'm like, "No, we were on our way out. Like you didn't talk to me ahead of time. You're lost. We're not doing this." That's hella rude. And like the
surprise parties are so bad, both for the surprise anxiety and like you.
It wasn't even a birthday.
It's just like a weird assumption that somebody's just not up to anything.
It was my grandma's sister who lived kind of far, and her daughter who thought that we knew already. And I was like, "What? That's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why don't you tell people you're coming over, especially if you knew like a week in advance that you're gonna surprise me on this day?" I was like, "No." Goodbye, guys.
That's really shitty behavior to do. Like, you can't just assume people are just up to nothing all the time.
My family's crazy.
In an alternate timeline, your other grandmother just like snuck everybody in because she knew how.
I wouldn't.
They just rearranged your whole house and threw a surprise party.
My grandma was the kind of person that would sneak into your house and take all the change off your bedside dresser and never tell you.
and when confronted, just claimed that she didn't.
Yeah, she took all of our neighbors' recycling in and got money for it, and he got really mad at us because it was his recycling, and she just did it, and she never admitted to it. Like weird stuff. She stole our cheddar popcornopolis that we got for Christmas in a gift basket. She like was trying to steal it. We caught her in the act.
Did you say popcornopolis?
Yeah, you never had popcornopolis?
What is popcornopolis?
It's gourmet popcorn. We had like a gift basket that had.
How
like...
do you have gourmet popcorn? Is this corn? Is it better corn?
No, it's
super corn.
No, it's like how they have like Moose Munch, or they have like it has chocolate on it, or like during the
like
holidays.
Kettle corn?
Yeah, so they have a kettle corn type. They have like one that it's called Zebra, so it's like white and dark chocolate.
Yeah, like the bag that I paid too much for at the winery.
Yeah, it's like that.
The zebra popcorn.
I
refuse to accept any of this as being gourmet.
Well, it's gourmet because it's expensive.
Yeah, it's gourmet because we charge twice as much.
So we had like a gift basket of it, and it had different varieties in like small little packages. And my grandma was like caught red-handed with her hands in the basket in the dark, like trying to steal. She's like, "But I just want the cheddar one." And I'm like, "Grandma, that's my favorite. You can't have the cheddar one. You didn't ask for any of this." And then my dad kicked her out on Christmas.
She's just a menace.
Yeah. My grandma was very interesting.
I guess. It's just that it's not really his birthday. Jenna sighs.
It's just an excuse to do something in this shitty town.
I see Jenna glance at the door to the bathroom, as if worried TJ can hear her curse, even with the shower running. I let out my own sigh. "Well, I'm sorry I dragged you here, Jenna. I thought it would be fun is all." Jenna finishes whatever she's doing in the mirror and then turns back around to face me.
"Hey, it's not the town I came to see. It was you guys."
"Yeah, well, you don't seem very happy about that either."
Oh.
Jenna frowns.
"If I didn't want to be around you guys, I'd have left by now. I have friends in Peyton that could take me to the bus stop."
I don't say anything, choosing to lean back on the bed and close my eyes, still tired from the fucked up dreams I had last night.
"Sorry. I'll stop complaining."
I massage my forehead with one hand. It's still the beginning of the week. We've got time to turn this around.
"It's really just Flynn."
I look over at her. "Is he coming?"
"Yep. Leo said he had a talk with him, so..."
I mean, Flynn gets over stuff pretty quick. I think it won't be awkward if we don't let it be. Jenna looks out the shower door, the sound of the dryer blowing loudly behind it.
"It's not really Flynn that I'm worried about. The things he said to TJ."
I rub my eyes. If it gets to that point, me and Tej will just cut out early and go someplace else. Maybe Janice's place. I opened my eyes to look at Jenna. You going with us? Jenna smirks at me.
I think I have some studying to do.
She's trying to hook us up.
She is trying to hook us up.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, what if Flynn has another...
She immediately cuts herself off as the door suddenly cracks open. I see one of TJ's blue eyes looking through the opening. The eye widens, and the door quickly closes again.
Oh.
Thought he was being sneaky. Suddenly it swings back open and Lynx comes striding out in just his pants. His eyes wide. It's like, oh no! They're gonna see me shirtless. They're gonna see my TJ pecs.
Yeah, I think he's trying to like show off.
Shit.
He's like, is the stage set? Can I walk out? Can I be seen?
I don't know, because he also doesn't seem to want. He supposedly doesn't want to be seen nude, is what they think. So he's like, oh fuck, oh no, I didn't bring my shirt. Excuse me, Jenna. Jenna moves over and TJ reaches into one of the drawers to pull out a polo shirt.
Oh, so he's trying to act like he doesn't care. He's like, whoops,
forgot my shirt. He mumbles before turning back around and hurrying to the bathroom. Yeah.
Aww.
He's like, oh no. That's the whole, yeah. I'll make if I'm sharing like a hotel room or something, I'll make a point to like take my clothes bag with me when I take a shower, and then I get dressed in the bathroom before I come back out and deal with all that separate.
I mean, I usually do also, and it's not at all out of personal embarrassment. It's because I don't want to distract anyone. I don't want to make anyone have confusing thoughts, so I'm just going to make their lives easy and not just be so sexy.
You're not looking to start a route.
Yeah, exactly.
I catch a glimpse of the insides of his ears, which are bright red. The door snaps shut again. Yeah, he didn't plan this at all. We both stare at the door for a while before Jenna speaks up again.
If Flynn can keep his mouth shut until the end of the week, then we might just be able to get through this.
Just smash cut to, fuck you.
At the party.
It's so ripe for a moment. Like, I mean, he tends to make a scene at the party.
He's like thrown cake. Like,
it's either him or Leah.
Carl's crying in the corner.
See you guys next time when we find out how Leo potentially tries to break in again.
When we see if Carl actually has a good birthday for once.
At this point, it would be a break of continuity for Carl to not go missing today for at least an hour, so...
That's true.
How disastrous will the break-in be this time?
We'll see next time, guys.